Welcome back to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and today we're taking a look at my favourite deals across Switch eShops coming in under $10 or your local currency, and here I cover the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Now before we do get started then I shout out to G.Round who were kind enough to sponsor today's video. We'll talk about that a little later though, but first hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here, join our growing family and let's get started. Wallachia Reign of Dracula then to kick things off with a new low at 50% off. A Castlevania influenced platformer, so a whole lot of combat and some serious challenge. I was nervous about this one at first. The visuals, they looked a little bit off to me, and then eShop description included gems like 100% of retro, 100% of action. But what I found was a surprisingly fun ride set around Vampire Vlad the Impaler, and it's surprisingly complete as packages go. A decent chunk of gameplay, full voice acting, mini games, unlockables, all sorts going on. So yeah, look, fans of retro, come here and take a look. So while we're on retro, Golden Force really like this one, and it's back matching the low price with 50% off. It's another platformer. You're out here to defeat the forces of evil on what is Muscle Island, and here we actually get 4 playable characters, one of which is way too close to Shantae, but it is another one bracing the more difficult in challenge. I just love the pixel work on offer though. The worlds you traverse are unique, and it packs 2-player local co-op as well, which is always a nice touch. Twitch platformer fans then, Spinch is here with a new low of 35% off. I enjoyed this one even with the fact it has the occasional frame rate stumble. It's taking a cue from games like Think Super Meat Boy, but with like this psychedelic spin to things. The idea though, you're out to rescue your kids, but there's a nice amount of challenge with instant reloads, helping with that frustration of, tough moments and trying over and over again. Then there's even boss moments and all sorts of moves to get you around. The real winners for me though, it's gotta be the visuals and the music. They are both stunning. I like the soundtrack so much, in fact I ordered the final release from I Am 8-Bit. So a thank you then to today's sponsor, that is G.Round, back with the channel, always appreciated, and we are talking about their free service, a place for you to check out new game demos pre-release, and then you can give the devs feedback using what is a review system that can be in any language. It's simple though, download the launcher, install the game you want, which actually change weekly, and then hit play from the website to get things going. Wrap things up then with a quick review that's mostly multiple choice, and then also the occasional field, just so you can kind of dig in a little deeper. Right now though, it's been mostly Steam builds, but a ton of these games, they end up hitting the Switch. Take a look through the back catalogue for yourself for that selection. This week though on offer we had Justice Sucks, the sequel to Killer Vacuum game, Roombo, we got Last Soul, a pixel platformer, and then Astra Fading Stars. I actually liked all 3 games. They could all be on the Switch, and that was my main feedback. They seem like they would be right at home on the eShop. Check it out though, fantastic system and idea that allows you to connect with devs directly and basically help them out. Check out my link then in the pinned comment down below. It supports them and also it supports me, and it's completely free, so nothing to lose. And again, look, thank you to G.Round. They're doing awesome work there that really could make a big difference. Jump King now then is one of the hardest games I've played on the Switch, and if you get frustrated easily, skip to the next game. It's not going to be for you. I did not beat it myself, I walked away. It was just too much, but for some this will be that kind of badge of honor game. You'll stand as one of the few that overcome its challenge. The idea though, jump to the top of this world, save the smoking hot princess, but jumps need to be perfect. You cannot adjust in midair, and more often than not, or at least I found this, you'll be falling to the very bottom of this map. It packs a few extra modes then if you really want to go crazy, and it's matching the low price with 50% off. Point and click fans, and the Darkside Detective is fantastic. It's an old school point and click adventure presented in what is an almost episodic fashion, and outside of its pop culture references, it has a serious Twin Peaks vibe to it all, with the genre's typical, out there sense of humour. Investigate the weird and the wonderful, though the paranormal, and it's such a good world, and recently it got a much deserved sequel as well. Look, Francis McQueen, our lead here, is just great stuff, and then there's 9 cases in total to solve around what is Twin Lake City. A new low then of 60% off. Earthlock then we haven't spoken about in a while, and it finally sees a new low price here with a monster 81% off. I actually grabbed the physical release of this one. It was like a limited run game. Originally on launch we had quite a few issues, but the devs, they invested the time and made huge strides forward before it even reached the Switch. It absolutely paid off. If 90s style RPGs are your thing, this is going to be worth a look. There's even a sequel in the works currently. Rescuing your uncle though from a cult, you'll have turn-based battles, magic, locations to explore, and then even 6 playable characters. It's a decent chunk of game as well for your cash, with it like the average runtime here falling around 20 hours. Puzzle fans, Etherborn is here and it's rocking 60% off, matching the low price, and we saw this recently, but it's not on sale all that often, and the last sale was a new low, so another quick shout out for it here. It's a puzzle platformer and another one I picked up a physical of. Basically think gravity based puzzle exploration, all about understanding where gravity works with you and then also when it works against you. It can get pretty challenging at points, not the longest of games, just as a quick note, maybe a few hours, but then the visuals, they have a really nice minimalistic style to them all. I actually checked it out on the OLED as well because it has really bold colours and it looks fantastic. If you want something weird than the missing J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories, this one, it's an adventure experience. It's published by Ark and they know their games for sure. The idea here, your friend goes missing and you must find them on what is the Island of Memories. Here though, you can't die, and the gameplay mechanic really is kind of facing death over and over again, and even using your newfound ability to be dismembered to your advantage. It's dark stuff, but find your friend and experience something that's very different from the norm. It's matching the low then here with 75% off. A quick DLC shout out then, but Dead by Daylight Stranger Things is 60% off. It's a character pack, so of course you need to own the base game already. The reason for the shout out though, the license, it's coming to an end, and mid-November this content will be removed entirely, so if you want this killer and Survivor pack, now is the time to grab it. I'll probably give it another shout out closer to that removal date next month, but this was just a quick reminder for fans out there. Heading into the final 3 games of the week then, and we're starting with my pickup. That game is Exodemon. Now I've actually had this a little while, honestly, full transparency, but I need to invest more time to kind of give it a recommendation, or even not a recommendation. This new low though, it's 30% off. It's available until November, so I'll be circling back next week to see if it earns a recommendation and you'll still have time to pick it up. I'm a fan of old school style first person shooters though, so I'm really hoping for good things. Our penultimate game of the week then, it's Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. This one, it's a new low price of 75% off. That's the first time we've ever seen sub $10. That is a steal. It's from the creator of Wonder Boy. It's an action platformer. It owes a lot to the world of course, Metroidvanias. Think, skills required to progress, but then there's a whole lot of exploration as well. The spin here, you've got the ability to transform into 6 different forms with different abilities. It's got a decent runtime as well. The soundtrack is solid. The world is beautiful to look at, and then it even runs at 60 frames per second. That's docked and handheld, which is always perfect. Highly recommended though, and it even has a dash of RPG thanks to upgrades. I just don't think you can go wrong at this price. Our final game of the week then, that is Monster Sanctuary, a Team 17 release. It's another new low with 50% off this one. It's also the first time we've seen it sub $10. It's a unique hybrid though, Metroidvania meets Pokemon, so think the trademark exploration where your monsters help you progress, but then also the combat, it's actually turn-based and it finds you in 3 versus 3 monster battles. These battles then you can even jump online for PvP. It's another one though with a whole lot of gameplay for your cash. The average runtime here for the story alone, you're sitting right around 30 hours. And that's another week down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week, or are you holding onto that cash? Now if you don't add anything, or maybe have some free time, remember to check out my link to G.Round in the pinned comment down below. You can basically go there, help out some devs with feedback on builds of their upcoming games. With that then, like a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.